Thank you. Through you, Mayor Masters, and good evening, members of council. We thank you for your patience. The decision before you today, as Councillor Stevens outlined, is rezoning application for 535 Douglas Park Avenue, as well as the approval of a discretionary use to accommodate a five-story building with 90 residential units and potential daycare. I'll start by acknowledging and appreciating the devotion that delegations have showed toward their community and their efforts in response to this proposal. However, we respectfully disagree with those who would see the proposal should be rejected or substantially compromised. The proposed development aligns with the city's goals outlined in Design Regina, the official community plan. The project expands housing supply and diversity, contributing to the creation of compact, efficiently serviced, complete neighborhoods, as emphasized in the OCP, providing citywide housing options for all residents of our city. Allowing diverse housing options is part of the city's commitment to creating a better, more vibrant, and more inclusive community, and we support the development and availability of housing options in every neighborhood to ensure people from all walks and stages of life can choose to live where they live, enjoy safety, stability, and opportunity. The project aligns with the city's goal of inclusivity, vibrancy, resilience, and sustainability by offering alternative housing options within a predominantly single detached dwelling neighborhood. The development also supports the city's goals of reducing greenhouse gas emissions and promoting renewability. The increase in density and the proximity to transit and pathways helps energy efficient living and active transportation, aligning with the city's commitment to environmental sustainability. At this time, I'd also like to address some of the key concerns that have been raised in our consultation process and in person here today. We understand that people have concerns about loss of property value. This is a common concern with any infill development. However, we are unaware of any evidence that necessarily concludes this to be true, nor would it be possible in advance to do so. The impact on property values will be determined by the resulting actions and perceptions of existing and prospective residents of the neighborhood. Administration supports and agrees with the statements that the building as designed considers impacts of the immediate surroundings through architectural treatments, such as upper floor step backs, amenity spaces, and grade level designs, which strive for a high quality development. We heard about the impact of the development on school safety, being that the development is next to a public and private school on Douglas Avenue. In response, we note that through the review process, the Regina Public School Board showed no concerns about public safety. They noted, however, that the development may help to counteract a trend toward declining enrollment in Douglas Park School. The traffic impact analysis for this project considered pedestrian safety of intersections and concluded that there are no concerns, no upgrades to infrastructure were recommended. Administration also considered this development in relation to the recently approved Vision Zero framework, the goal of which is to eliminate fatalities and serious injuries on our roadways. The Vision Zero framework is not intended to limit development, but to consider upgrades to infrastructure based on monitoring and data. Needs for infrastructure upgrades, such as enhanced crosswalks, will be monitored and implemented as necessary. We've heard comments about crime and safety because of the development. Administration is unaware of evidence that suggests that high-density residential results in more crime or safety issues. While it may be assumed that an increase in population could result in an increase in criminal activity to some extent, it is not known how a particular development will affect these numbers. The administration would also add that assessing a proposed residential development based on this consideration could be construed as projecting bias based on perceived social, economic, and demographic factors, which is counter to the OCP objectives relating to diversity and inclusivity. Regarding loss of open space, the city found no need to purchase the space from the school board or Christian school when it became available on the market. While the subject property may have accommodated recreational functions that the community has enjoyed, the space is not necessary to meet the city's recreation needs or access to open space policies of the city. Neighborhood residents enjoy access and proximity to Wascana Park, including many sports facilities and fields within walking distance, which is a main appeal and draw to the neighborhood. We heard concerns about the land acquisition process by the Winchester Group. This issue is beyond the jurisdiction of the city to comment on in detail. We note only that sale of real property by a school board is covered in the Education Act and involves approval by the minister. Regarding consultation for this application, administration has provided details in Appendix B of the report. We note that we have exceeded the legislated requirements by expanding the public notice radius, accommodating information requests by the community to the extent possible, providing regular updates on the city's website as information became available, attending a community-led meeting, and holding a virtual information session. A public open house is not a mandatory part of the process. We acknowledge that many delegates have raised concerns that the consultation process was not adequate and that concerns were not being heard. Administration has been clear that the purpose of consultation for a proposed development is to ensure that people understand what is being proposed, the processes involved in decision making, including how to submit comments and participate in the review. We strive to provide correct information and identify opportunities to provide comments in the process and to accurately portray the comments in the report to both the Planning Commission and City Council. The purpose of the consultation process is the review of a development proposal is not to achieve consensus or compromise between neighborhood residents' desires and the developer's proposal. While this is often the desired outcome of the consultation process by the community and sometimes occurs, the developer has the right to propose a development to ensure it is successful. The city's role is to assess the impacts of the proposed development in relation to standards and policies. Despite the opposition by the community, administration supports the proposal because it meets standards and helps to achieve long-term policy and development goals. We are confident that objectives of our consultation have been met as people are well informed about the development and are here to participate in the decision-making process. This was a robust consultation process. There is nothing new that we've heard here today. We have reviewed the concerns, addressed them in the report, and understand the opinions of the residents. We have considered all of these items and respectfully disagree with several of the comments and think this development does fit into the community. More consultation will not change our recommendation. Housing choice and options for all residents should be available in all communities and neighborhoods in Regina. We reiterate that we are confident that the proposal strongly aligns with housing policy and the needs of our growing population. We've evaluated the proposal from a technical perspective and find that it meets all requirements. We have kept in mind that we are being challenged to change the way we are developing our cities. Nationally, we are facing a housing crisis. City administration has been working on zoning amendments and policy changes to accommodate more housing choices citywide. This means many of our neighborhoods will be introduced to new housing options, and we need to find a way to house more people if we want the city to continue to grow and be competitive with other cities across Canada while not continuing to only grow outward. And with that, we are here and more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you very much, Ms. Bryden.